Okay, we're going to create a new project in Market Samurai for this next keyword research demo, and this is going to be on credit repair, which is one of the topics that I identified in my brainstorming and qualifying worksheets. And I'm making sure, since this would be an entirely United States-based product, because the credit repair system in the United States is the one that I'm familiar with, then I'm making sure that I selected United States in the geographical drop-down menu. And now I'm just going to generate keywords based on the seed keyword of credit dispute. And I chose credit dispute because that's a key phrase closely related to people wanting to repair their credit who have some general education on how to do so, but they're looking for more information about how exactly to conduct the disputes and things like that. So I'm looking here in the keywords that I got back from Google, and actually these all look fairly closely related. We're getting into some that aren't as much down here. We'll head on over into Analyze. I'm going to sort by SEO traffic, and then I'm going to delete the ones up here, the main top level ones like credit report. That doesn't mean that somebody wants to repair it. So I'm just going to go through and delete the ones that are entirely too top level or unrelated. Now I'm going to get my SEO competition. And what I've done actually up here is opened up some new tabs based on some of the top level keywords that I found in the credit dispute results. And so now I'm just going to see which ones have competing results in Google of 100,000 or less. Now, since I didn't filter down on SEO traffic, I did that because this is an incredibly competitive market, and I wanted to see of the keywords that are below 100 searches a day for SEO traffic, if any of those were keywords that I could actually compete on. It turns out that none of the keywords that got over 100 a day in SEO traffic are keywords that match our SEO competition filter of 100,000 or less. So again, that's because this is a very competitive market, and the data that we've got here is pretty ugly in terms of the traffic. But the interesting thing is that, since this is a market that's highly competitive and also very, very lucrative, it may be worthwhile to have sites that rank for some of these less traffic terms like credit dispute letters, which would bring you, it says 60 hits a day if you were #1 in Google. Because if I could get 60 people to a site a day, and let's say I could get half of those to convert into a squeeze page, I'd have 30 new leads a day in a very, very, very lucrative market. And that might not be such a bad thing, even though in this particular market, I'm looking at lower traffic numbers. It might pay off in the end to look at those keywords with lower traffic numbers. So I'm going to leave this up and head on over to some of these other tabs and see if we can generate any other keywords that are new and different and that actually have more traffic and can be ranked for before we start looking at those keywords that are lower in traffic but may be able to rank for it. Because I'd rather get something with higher traffic, but if I can't in this particular market, I would consider something with lower traffic because there is stuff that can be sold to these people. It should also be noted that in these keywords, I noticed that a lot of keywords are related to people looking for information on credit cards for bad credit. So that would be a niche that I might consider looking into as well, as opposed to just the credit repair market, but also a site that had affiliate links and things like that to credit cards that were kinder to people with bad credit and more likely to approve them. Or an information product even on credit cards that people could get even though they had more poor credit. A lot of these keywords were also people looking for a free credit report, so that might be something to look into as well if I wanted to go that route. But for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to stick to credit repair information. So now we're going to filter down our remaining 34 keywords by SEO competition. In our SEO competition results, we've got dispute credit report comes in with an SEO competition of 93,000. Unfortunately, its PBR is kind of low. And freeze credit report, that's a method that people can use to try to improve their credit, but the PBR is kind of low on that as well. How to improve your credit scores has an 81% PBR. That's excellent. Its competition is 67,000, but the SEO traffic is only 49 a day. So again, we're looking at keywords that we may potentially be able to compete for, but we're also looking at lower traffic than we normally would in other niches. So let's head on over to the Fixed Credit tab and run some keyword research and generate some keywords there. And what I'm going to do here, instead of filtering by SEO traffic or instead of putting a number in the SEO competition box, I actually want to see what the numbers are here. So I'm actually just going to check the SEO competition box and then click Analyze Keywords. And the problem with this is that running 142 active keywords through the SEO competition and generating that data from Google might cause me to be banned from Google, which will mean that I can't run a Google search for an hour or so. But we're going to give it a shot because I'd like to get this data entirely. Instead of having it just delete the keywords that are above 100,000, I'd like to see what kind of competition we are looking at. Okay, our results, we're seeing SEO competition of 400,000, 500,000, 300,000. So that's way beyond the 100,000 that I like to look at. I was hoping maybe I'd see something with, 101,000. So it's just barely over the limit. We've got Fix My Credit. Now this is interesting. Fix My Credit has a PBR of 100%. So that means that, 100% of the time Google estimates that when people enter in those particular words in Google, those are the exact words in the exact order that they are entering them. So that would be one heck of a key phrase to go after, in that you would be certain that the traffic that you're getting is actually very much related to what the keywords that you put in are. Some of these other ones with lower competition, how to fix credit, that has a PBR of 24%, lower than I like to see, but that could still be an interesting keyword. 82% for fast credit repair, and a SEO competition of 87,000. So at this point, that keyword is actually still meeting all of our criteria, fast credit repair. And anything else really interesting coming in here? Repair My Credit at 166,000 competing results. Fixing Credit, 131,000. All right, I'm going to run title competition. I'm really curious to see what the title competition is for Fix My Credit. So again, I'm going to do it without actually putting in parameters in the box. I just want to get all the data. Fix My Credit comes in with a title competition of 7,390, so that's within our parameters, even though the actual SEO competition isn't. So what I'm going to do is open up a separate tab for the key phrase Fix My Credit and see if we can generate a grid here and check out what colors it is. Look at the domain age on all of these. We've got really old domains, and we've got PRs, our lowest being a PR of 2. Backlinks to the page isn't that high on all of these. Backlinks to the domain is pretty high on most of them. Most of the pages aren't optimized on page over here. So this is still pretty tough to enter. Let's head on back over to Fix Credit, the tab, and see if there was anything else here that I wanted to look into further. Okay, fast credit repair. That was an interesting one. That had 87,000 in SEO competition. It has 22,000 in title competition. That's kind of ugly. Let's see what the SEO competition is. We've got pretty big backlinks to the domain again, although not as high with that other keyword. Backlinks to the pages are median. Some are very, very low, and some are fairly high. The PR on all these sites is 1, 2, 3, or 4. The domain age, we've got some really older domains in there, although the number 2 spot, the domain age is only a year. The thing about this is that most of these domains are companies that sell credit repair services. If you look at their domain names, it's Beacon Credit Repair, The Credit Pros International, InfiniteCredit.com, ErasingBadCredit.com. So what you're competing with here is a bunch of companies who are selling a service. So if you're not selling a service, this might not be the right keyword for you, because that seems to be what this particular keyword is targeted towards. So I'm going to close that out, and I'm going to close my Fix Credit tab, as I'm not particularly thrilled with any of these results for the criteria that we are looking for. And actually, Fix My Credit Report. I didn't see that one before. Oh, that's because it only has 39 searches a day. Okay, we'll go on over to the Improve Credit tab, and again, we'll generate keywords and go from there. What I'm doing also, because a lot of these keep giving me the same keywords in terms of being credit repair, dispute, individual keywords, I've changed my phrase length to a minimum of 2. I only want keywords that have 2 or more words in the key phrase. So I've generated my SEO competition and title competition for all of the remaining key phrases in the Improve Credit tab, and I'm looking to see if there's anything that fits the criteria or is somewhat close to it that might be able to be something that we can work with. And much like Fix My Credit, there's the Improve My Credit key phrase, which has 242,000 competing results in Google, but only 5,160 competing results for title competition. So I might look into that key phrase further because, again, that's got 100% PBR, which is always nice to see. And even less competitive is the key phrase improve my credit score, which also has a PBR of 100%. It's got competition of 135,000 and the title is only 2,930. So I'm going to run an SEO competition on both of those key phrases. So we'll start with Improve My Credit, which was the more competitive of the two, and we'll see what we've got for our SEO competition grid. These results are interesting because the backlinks to the domain are all very high, but the backlinks to the page are all very, very low. We have some older domains. We have some 2-year-old domains. We've got some PRs ranging from 0 all the way up to 6. Now, take a look at the very first ranking domain. It's ezinearticles.com. So it's an article about how to improve my credit. And is it possible that you could put up an article on Ezine Articles and build more than 4 links to it, because there are 4 links to this domain or to this page on Ezine Articles, and possibly steal that spot away? It's quite possible. So you need to look also at the domains, because if you're looking at Squidoo pages, Ezine Articles pages, pages where you can also put up your own content, it is quite possible that you could get a ranking for this on that domain. Not necessarily on your own domain that easily, but if you put up an Ezine Articles and went to go compete directly with the #1 result, that #1 result could be usurped by yours if you did some link building to that Ezine Articles page. Of course, that Ezine Articles would then link back to your site, and hopefully your own site would gain some link authority over time as well. So I'm going to leave that up because that's interesting just because of the Ezine Articles angle. And I'm going to head on over to the other keyword. This one got less traffic a day. I think that this one was at 71 or something like that. But it had less title competition. So we're going to see if the grid shows us that as well. We're looking at high backlinks to the domain again. We're